Welcome to High Oracle's Reiki Spiritual Healing channel. And we're going to get into our topic today, but I just wanted to let you know that, it's Ramadan, and I've been working hard behind the scenes in order to organize our channel for us, to make things better for us, so that you can reach out to me and let me know what's going on in your life. Let me know those generational patterns that you are seeing, those cycles, those sicknesses, those attacks that you have been having upon your finances, on your health. So we are doing some work, some reorganization, so that I can make it easier for you to reach out to me and get in touch with me. So let's get into our video for today. Many of the chosen ones will have to know how to use their self-restraint, because in many cases I have had to use self-restraint. So that it's not a practice of violence for chosen ones. Chosen ones are not hot-headed or temperamental. They're very calm, they're very laid back. But there are certain narcissists that will attempt to attack you, to physically attack you, abuse you, mentally, psychic attacks upon you, and you can feel those types of persons when they're near you. You can feel the oppressive spirit when they are near you. And we will have to practice self-restraint. Again, it's not retaliation. You're not retaliating on a narcissist if they have set up on you and you have moved away from them to stop their attacks. You're not being vengeful when you have moved away from these people and they set up on you again. Okay, when you defend yourself. But it's important that you practice self-restraint. We do not want to be, cowardice in the face of those people who are bullies, who are narcissists. Those types of people only pick on the vulnerable. So we have to practice self-restraint when we're dealing with these types of people, because they're coming from a position of arrogance and pride. They want to be seen of men. They want to be looked upon in fear. And so when we're chosen ones, we have to operate in self-restraint, because, like I say, we can use that right hand and they can get it. Okay, so we're not going to play around with the right hand. Okay, so we have to make sure that we're practicing self-restraint in a lot of different areas in our lives, because a lot of the chosen ones know that they are beautiful or fine or handsome or gorgeous or pretty, whatever the case it is, and they can become indulgent with these narcissists when you know that you have the upper hand over them, when you know that they are grasping at straws, when you know that they are trying to push your buttons and get a rise out of you, when you know that they're in relationships with you because they want something, or they're trying to be thieves or slick, and many times chosen ones can have a little fun with them. Okay, and just look at you. So, we're not all squeaky clean. So we have to practice self-restraint, because we do not want, that arrogance and that pride to rub off on us in our relationship dealings. We do not want to act like the narcissists. But they can get it. So we want to make sure that we are practicing self-restraint in our relationships, in our business dealings, in our communities, in our homes. We make sure that we are looking at these types of relationships like they did in the holy books. Because truly, when we have these types of stories in the holy book, and you already know that I'm going to go to Joseph, because Joseph is he's one of my favorite prophets. And the reason for that is his self-restraint, because, it says in the Holy Quran, in his youthful folly, he could have, done something sinful with the Aziz's wife. And he had to pray to God to remove that snare from him, to remove that trap from him. So she was trying to entice him. And this is how you know that he is of upright character. He was praying to God, don't let me, be inclined, to her, attraction. Don't let me be inclined to her. So we have to be that kind of a person. And we also have to look at the Aziz, because we understand that he rebuked his wife in this story about trying to, entice Joseph when she tore his shirt from the back. So understanding that he knew that she was this way. He knew that she was one of those loose women. Okay. And maybe, he had gotten older, and maybe he did not want to, change wives or whatever, but we have to be able to move away from these types of people, even in relationships, and say, I'm not going to be able to sleep with you. I'm not, whether you're male or female. We have to practice self-restraint, because we want to make sure that there are people who will respect us in our life. We have to be able to respect people. And so we want to practice self-restraint. Just because we have the means to do something, that doesn't mean that you should do it. Okay? Just because you have the money to do something, that doesn't mean that you should do it. Just because you're the king, that doesn't mean that you should have, a whole bunch of women, a whole bunch of, of people, because it could create disease. And it's not only a physical disease. You could come up with a spiritual disease. A spiritual disease that you will have to be cleansed from. So, we're getting into our position. Again, I'm reorganizing a lot of things for us, for our benefit. And we have to be able to understand, to reorganize our lives, to be able to see those traps and those snares that are laying in wait for us by the narcissists. They want to give you something, and I've talked about this before. They want to give you something so that they can reap the benefit of your energy, so that they can reap the benefit of enslaving you with a spell or a curse, or they can tell lies, they can tell lies like nobody's business. So we have this understanding. We have to recognize them. A lot of us have been recognizing those types of people, and we have to be in self-restraint. We have to restrain our tempers. We have to restrain our glances. We have to restrain ourselves from being, arrogant or prideful, becoming like the narcissist. When you are around a narcissist, you can easily pick up that energy, those types of traits. And we have to know how to cleanse ourselves from those people. We have to know how to remove ourselves from those types of situations. And it will require you to cleanse that energy, so that you can maintain your self-restraint. One of the best ways to do so is to learn, how to control your temper. Let me say it again. The best ways to self-restraint is to control your temper. Reading the Holy Quran, reading the Holy Bible helps you to control your temper, helps you in self-restraint. Fasting and prayer helps you in self-control and self-restraint. So this is what we're doing. And I seen 10:10 just then. So, this is the truth. This is your confirmation. So a lot of us are going to be practicing self-restraint, for this year. And, I want you to reach out to me and book your one-on-one sessions. If you received this message, please like, share, and subscribe to me. Book your life coaching sessions or your video chat sessions. You can also donate to my channel. Book your consultation so I can acclimate a gift to you. I'm High Oracle, Reiki Spiritual Healer. Assalamu alaikum.